Fortune: the Supreme Court's bombshell tariff ruling failed to answer a $133 billion question over refunds. Here's what happened now. By Jeff John Roberts, editor, Finance and Crypto. February 20th. The Supreme Court made clear on Friday that President Donald Trump lacks the legal authority to use his emergency powers to force U.S. companies to pay tariffs. In its 6-3 decision, the court delivered a massive setback to the White House, but in a surprise to legal overseer, it failed to address the question that's top of mind for many firms. Will they be able to recoup the money estimated at around $133 billion they have already paid under a policy that has now been ruled illegal? According to trade lawyers, the Supreme Court majority's silence on refund process, which dissenting Justice Brett Kavanaugh predicted is likely to be a mess, means companies now wait months to learn whether they will get their money back. In the court's long-awaited decision, Justice John Roberts ruled that Trump could not impose emergency levies like the ones that imposes 25% duties on Canada and Mexico, since the tariffs amounted to a sort of tax that only Congress had the power to impose. This upheld the rulings of power courts, which found the tariffs to be illegal but allowed them to stay in place until the Supreme Court weighed in on the matter. According to Jeff Harvey, a Texas-based trade lawyer at Bradley, the court's silence on refund issue was unexpected since it had come up explicitly in oral arguments when Justice Amy Conway Barrett first referred to the potential for a mess in the lower court proceedings. I was surprised since it was something previously raised by the Court of International Trade, said Harvey, referring to the court whose initial ruling Trump's administration challenged. The upshot is that the refund issue is supposed to return to the Court of International Trade, where the outcome is far from clear. According to Harvey, government lawyers initially suggested that the White House were not subject to companies being able to collect a full refund. Since then, however, figures in the administration have signaled they may change their position, not least because repaying the full amount of tariffs would be a massive blow to the Treasury. However, Harvey added that if the trade court orders U.S. Customs and Border Protection to repay the tariffs, the Trump administration would challenge that ruling, setting off another potential legal battle that could end up back at Supreme Court. The upshot is that the company will very likely to have to wait months to get any refund. Worse, trade lawyers say the customs agency is expected to keep collecting the emergency tariffs in the coming days or weeks, since the president's executive order will remain in force until the trade court issues a formal injunction to stop it, a process that could take weeks, that could also be subject to additional challenges from the White House. When the dust finally settles, though, some companies, notably Costco, would be better poised than others to collect any refund owed. Costco's early challenges may pay off. The process of tariff collection is an arcane one that involves companies paying a preliminary amount based on current import duties that are set out in guidelines updated by the White House. But given that many imported goods contain parts from more than one country, it is not always clear how much a company must pay. Meanwhile, President Trump's rapidly shifting tax rates mean a company may pay too much or too little on a given shipment. In light of these uncertainties, there is a 310-day period during which the U.S. Customs can adjust the amount owed or declare the amount to be final. Typically, the agency needs to be less than the maximum allotted time, then prepare to liquidate the balance collected. Once agency is poised to liquidate, however, companies have 180-day appeal prior to challenging the final amount has imposed.